Good morning. My name is Shaquoya. I am the community organizer and coordinator for Growing Gardens in the Gresham and the Lentz area.
I just wanted to come to you to talk about a little bit about the Growing Gardens Home Garden Manual, your guide to growing a kitchen garden in your own backyard. Every participant should have gotten one of these books from your community organizer or your community coordinator. Please let your community organizer know if you did not get one of these little books. It answers all of your questions that sometimes you guys email us to ask questions about. It talks about where to put your garden, making a planting calendar, my plant list, my planting calendar, gardening mapping, square feet garden, crop rotation, my garden map, how to create a garden bed, using a double digging and sheet mulching, planting from seeds and starts, a planting chart. That's what I'm going to talk to you today about. I'm bored. I'm working a little bit on house plants, but right now is a good time for you to start planning your garden, where you're going to place things, what things are compatible with other plants or other fruits and vegetables, and then also what flowers bring good benefits to some of your fruits and vegetables and or plants. This guide has a whole bunch of good information, so go ahead and pull it out. I know for me, when it comes to planning out my garden, 5 pages really speak to me. I'm a filler, so I just pull my little 5 pages out. First is going to be page number 3, where you write down all the plants that you want to, plants and or vegetables that you would like to plant in your bed. I know for me, and it talks about, it gives you spacing to talk about whether you need to transplant and or direct seed, when to plant, how often to plant, expected harvest date, and how many plants per square foot. So on page 7, it's a little handy sheet. These represent your beds. So everyone who's gotten a garden bed, either you get a 4x8 bed, a direct access bed, which is usually 4x8 inches. And each of these little squares represent 1 square foot, which is 12 inches. Okay. So once you get all this written down, like everything that you want to plant, I usually go here and write down which months it's time for me to actually plant them, and I put it up somewhere where I can visibly see it when I walk by, which is a good reminder, hey, it's time for you to go and plant that, or start seeding, I guess. Page 13 talks about which plants are compatible to others and which plants are incompatible. So for instance, this one talks about broccoli is compatible with celery, dill, beets, and onions. It's incompatible with tomatoes and or beans. So if you do plant broccoli by those, you probably won't see a good harvest. So page 13 is really helpful to when you're going to plan out your garden. Page 11 is a planting chart, excuse me. It gives you each of those vegetables, whether you should plant it direct seed, by a transplant, or either. It talks about planting dates, which dates you should start planting things. For instance, broccoli, it says that you should plant that March or July. It talks about spacing between plants. So for instance, broccoli, it says you should only do 1 per square foot, meaning if this was your garden bed, you would just place 1 broccoli there. If you were planting basil, for instance, in one of these square foot, you can put 8 to 9 basil seeds in one of these square boxes. I hope that was some good information for you. I know me, I'm getting started on my planting chart now. I'm really, really excited.